For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
G'day, fellas.
Hello.
Hi.
Dilly's here, by the way, just for all the listeners. Thought we'd do our first ever potty with old Big Dilly on
Yeah, Big Dilly. How you going, Big Dilly? All
It's
right?
good to be here, guys. Long-time listener, first-time podcast contributor. How are we?
Yeah, really good.
thanks.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit annoyed, actually, because I've got half a glass of water on the desk here. And I do this all the time, fellas. And it's like, is that my one?
Probably. You probably left it in here.
No, Keyzie.
No, I will confirm, last night you did not leave a glass of water in here.
Every fucking night,
No,
man.
it's not.
You didn't leave a glass of water in here last night because you knocked it over and spilt it on the countertop. Did you clean it up, Jace?
I did with my sheet
Rundown
of paper,
that
my
Dilly put
rundown.
together.
And funnily enough, I did that while I was talking about that dude that splattered his eggs everywhere.
Yeah, what did the Brekkie guys come in and complain?
Yes, they did. Yep.
Oh,
and I was
well-
like, "Why is my keyboard just got a whole puddle of water underneath it?"
It's
And I
just-
was the one person that was
That
like,
is
"I know
bullshit.
why."
So the one time Jace takes his glass, he leaves the contents of his glass in here.
Easy. If this is how it's going to be today, we're going to end up in fisticuffs.
No. Of
But
course.
I have this one thing that because you get, was it meningococcal? Not meningococcal. Meningitis if you share a glass.
My cousin died of that.
Oh, and seriously, it's always stuck in my head, and so it's like my one paranoia.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on set or something and I'll have a drink and I'll put it down, then I go, oh,
Do you want
is that my drink?
Do you want us to get you a special Hoyte J glass?
Yeah, probably.
Because that'd be a good way to do it. Or start drinking out of a really stupid glass that no one else is going to use.
Good idea, Keyzie.
But this is a Big Dilly special on the old podcast here because a lot of people would have listened, or like seen or heard the name Big Dilly reference, but they don't know the guy.
Yeah.
Dilly.
This is a deep dive into Big Dilly, is it?
Yeah. So you grew up, where did you grow up? Timaru.
I'm from Timaru. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Beautiful
Good
spot.
God.
It is a great spot. So
Well, you've done well then.
yeah, the good ones get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because Beck's from Ashburton. Minogue's from
Waimate.
Waimate. Or Waimate as they call it.
I'm from Rotorua.
Yeah, and I'm from Tauranga, but like those small South Island towns.
Yes.
Very hard to get out of.
They're
Yeah,
all-
totally.
Well, Waimate and Timaru are South Canterbury, and then Ashburn's on the cusp of. They could probably.
Fuck, Ashburton sucks.
And
It
they-
does, yeah. I forget we're on a podcast. Fuck,
And they
Ashburn
all
sucks.
they all kind of have sex with each other, eh?
Yeah,
In
old
those
trash
little
burden.
communities.
Do they? Trash Burton, is it?
Trash
You can't sit here and tell me that Timaru doesn't have the same
Well,
kind of name.
we're allowed to punch down,
Right.
and very rarely, it's not often that Timaru gets to make fun of a place because Timaru also sucks.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about Timaru, I didn't realise, is Minaya and his partner Jess, who we hang out with quite a lot, they were saying when they needed to go to town or the big city, they'd go to Timaru.
Timaru's the big city.
Yeah, because
exactly.
Waimate is such a small shithole.
Yeah.
Did you first sort of come to Auckland and go, wow?
Wow,
Look at
the
those,
big city
yeah,
lights.
The big skyscrapers. They're probably like a 2-story building or something.
Well, no, Dilly was an Aussie for a long time.
I was, yeah. In all honesty, I did live in Australia before I moved to Auckland. So
Just Brizzy?
did the Gold Coast for 2 years and Brisbane for 2 years.
Yeah,
For
right.
the proper New Zealander in Australia experience, go to
the GC.
Yeah, move to Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
you-
I do detect an Australian twang in your voice occasionally.
Yeah,
Not that I don't have anything against that, Dilly.
that
I
true?
mean, I
It
talk,
definitely used to be a lot stronger. I can confirm that.
talking to my daughter who's now living in Australia and has been for 7 years. She came back and I was chatting to her the other night and I was just like, oh no, it's happened.
God.
It's really good, Dad.
Because she used to talk. She used to talk just like you, right?
Yeah, she had my kind of dulcet tones with a really beautiful, rounded New Zealand accent.
And now it's just-
it's
It is a fucking gross accent, Aussie. By the way, me dissing those shithole towns in the South Island, I actually love them. But like,
Good.
Oh, come on.
Getting a lot of comments.
If you're going to diss them, man, just own
Double
it.
down.
But
Just-
like,
I mean,
I'm dissing them in a way like, like Hamilton's shit, but in actual fact, I don't mind Hamilton, but you just say that. Palmy North sucks,
Oh, look, for me, Palmy North is a shithole.
Yeah.
Now,
I hate
I
Palmerston. Sorry,
don't
but,
want
like-
to. I don't want to offend the people of Palmer. I love the people of Palmerston North,
Really, what do you like about them?
but it's like when I first went to Palmerston North, my first impression was this is like someone's picked up a city and dropped it in the middle of a paddock. That was my first initial thought. And to be fair, I think I've been there twice in my life and not for long.
You know, when you say pick up a city, what I'm picturing is you've pulled a plant out from the ground and it's got all the roots there and you've shaken all the dirt off, all the good stuff is gone, and then you've plonked it on the grass.
Yeah.
That's what, because Palmerston North isn't a big city.
No.
It's just that weird square in the middle.
Yes.
And yeah, no, it's not that good.
It's just sort of there.
It is.
When you're travelling up from Wellington to Auckland, and it's just pumps.
Well, it's just the sort of place. It's the sort of place you avoid, really, isn't it?
100%.
It's
Who
like-
else can we offend?
It's amazing how it survived.
What do you think? They just like
Does it
wipe
have
it
a
off the face?
Does it have a purpose
Well-
being there? Is it? It's just there, right?
Well, just no. Who goes to Palmerston North?
Who goes there?
Um,
No, not me.
and I mean, I'm sure the people of Palmerston North absolutely love it, and they're into each other there as a community.
That's all that matters, man.
You know what I mean? And so,
if they enjoy it, that's
who am I? Who am I? Eyes to the front, Keyzie.
Can you fucking just concentrate on what you're saying?
Shocker. Who am I to diss Palmerston North? I apologise.
Yeah.
And for dissing Palmerston North, it's a great city.
And what about all those South Island towns you went in on before?
Oh, no, they're terrible.
Yeah, that shit.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Were you a car salesman, Dilly?
I was a car salesman for Holden over there for a couple of
wow.
years. So I was working there as Holden basically disappeared into nothingness because
So
it
you-
announced
Because of
it
your
was-
sales.
No,
No, just because of the
the
production in Australia.
Australian economy
Yes.
case, actually. So I said to myself, like, as soon as Holden is gone and done, then I'm going to move on from car sales. And thank God I did. Car sales sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine. And so you would have been selling not the cool Holdens, not SS Commodores and stuff, but you were selling like the Vauxhalls and stuff?
Well, I was a used car salesman for Holden. So
trade-ins.
I did get to sell the cool stuff. So everyone would come in and be like, oh, you're not selling the V8s anymore, you fucking pussy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, actually, I've got heaps out back. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. So
Well, it's interesting because my wife and I were walking along K Road the other day, and then we carried on. Is it Great North Road that you go on to
Yep.
through K Road?
past the mobile,
And they've got all those really flash cars.
the Prestige.
The Press,
It's a
like...
Cadillac dealership there
Oh,
now.
there's about 3 or 4 in a
Yeah.
row of just
On the
these,
right side.
on
yes,
the
I know the
right-hand
one.
side
Yeah.
as you're going down towards Greyland, of the flashiest cars. And we were like, I wonder how many of these, if you were selling them, you sell in a week or a month, and what the commission would be. Say it was like a $90,000 car.
No, they're more than that. There'd be
Oh,
like
that- yeah.
$500,000 McLarens and stuff in there.
And it's like, what? How many would you sell, and how much would be your commission?
Do you know what's interesting is I was chatting to a mate who sells a type of vehicle which ever since the anti-money laundering stuff came in like 2022 or maybe it was earlier than that, which there was a big crackdown on anti-money laundering, like their sales of vehicles halved straight away.
Wow.
Because that's like people
Yes.
are laundering with those big cars.
Yeah, well, I mean, I find it offensive that someone would spend that amount of money on a car anyway.
But what if they've got that money?
Yeah, but even then, I go, what are you doing?
What if they've
what
already-
are you doing?
But what if they've got so much money and it's just like, look, I've given heaps to charity. I've got a big house. I've got a holiday house. Oh, I might just buy one of these.
Well, give
get a
more to
Range Rover.
charity then.
Give it-
Go down Queen Street and give it to the homeless. Go over to the bloody Auckland City Mission, Keyzie,
Yeah.
and give them $1 million.
100% actually. No, I agree with you.
Much rather that than a Range Rover.
But I
Yeah,
do
good
find
point.
that sort of stuff fascinating because I go, God, I wonder how many of those bastards because they are, like Keyzie was saying, really frickin' flash cars.
Hundreds.
I
thousands.
did used to work for a flash car dealership down in Christchurch. I won't name names, but you'd
know
be
the one.
you know the one.
The only one.
No, there's more than one actually.
Is it on a corner?
No,
A big corner?
Everyone gets it wrong.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not that one.
Okay.
It's very similar to that one. You'd be surprised at how much product they move. I mean, I was working down there. It was post-earthquake, so a lot of people were suffering, but there was a lot of businesses that made a lot of money during the earthquake. So
Yes.
there's a lot of money floating around.
There
Yes.
was. And also, what's the commission on selling a used car?
What's your commission?
My commission back in the day, it would start at $100 a car, and I would have a target of 15 in a month. And as soon as I hit that, then it would go up, and then there's like, if you finance X amount, then you'd get a cut of that. And if you get like paint protection, window tint, then you get a cut of that.
And that's on top of your salary.
On top of a salary, which is it wasn't a lot. We called it a showing up to work fee.
Yeah,
it did have a special name. I can't quite remember it. So yeah, it was shit. It was awful. Even by Australian standards. So you're on the salary, which is enough to get you by. It's enough to live on.
And then you sell a car, you get $100 to begin with, and then if you upsell them, do you want us to tint it or whatever?
Yep.
Do you want to finance it? You get it, and then so you could make maybe like what, $500? 300?
Yeah, it gets up there a lot. Like the percentages, it changes so often. And then if we sold 20 cars in a month, which is a lot. That's like
fuck ton.
That's almost one a day, which is quite a bit. Then you will get a cut of the profits overall. So I think it was like 10% of the money in the cars.
Yeah,
that's when you really start cramming.
That I would hate a job, and there's so many people listening to this right now who would be in this situation. I'm just glad I'm not, where I had to sell or like do something in order to get. I fucking love being on a salary. Like
I had that with Greenpeace.
But even you, Jace, back in the day where you had to go and get an acting job to get paid.
Yes.
You had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeps a fire in your belly, eh?
Well,
like you have to be. Like,
well, with Greenpeace going door to door, that was a shitter.
Yeah, right.
And you'd get, the subscription was $20 to join up, and we got $7 of that, which is actually quite a lot.
That's quite a good,
when you consider, but then you'd have to try and, get 10 or 15 subscriptions every day to make it worth your while.
And to get 15, that's asking 200 people.
And
it is a numbers game, eh? Like you work out, if I talk to this many people, how many of those do I sell to? I think it's like, my hit rate in the end was like 1 in 4.
Yes.
So you'd have to talk to 4 complete randoms and get turned down, and one of them would be a sale.
My hit rate was 1 in 2, I think, but
bullshit. I do not believe that.
I was a pretty good salesman.
I'm
Keyzie.
sure you were, Jace. I would have loved to like just go back in time and walk past you as you were working for Greenpeace
with my ponytail.
The only story about you and Greenpeace I know is that you went inside that guy's house and got steamed.
Yeah, I did, and then he kicked me out because I wouldn't fuck off.
Did you get the sale?
No, I don't think I did actually. But I drank about 6 or 7 beersies, and then he was like, "Okay, I think you should go now."
Worth it.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you very much, Dilly.
Hey, no, thank you guys.
Yeah,
my daughter's just mocking my Insta post.
Why? Because you did a post about the food you had today.
Ha ha ha! It's such a dad thing to enjoy.
It is.
Is it? What is?
What's wrong with that though? Say I am a dad.
Okay, good idea, Keyzie.
Hey, listen to The Big Show, 4 to 7 weekdays, Radio Hauraki.